Ahoy, land lovers! It's me, your Captain Vasco speaking, and welcome to another installment of Disastrous Night Magic with me, your Captain VascoDaGamer. We've been playing some Magic lately, or, in name, perhaps. Mostly the reality has been, like, not so good. Mostly, like, not getting rares and getting trounced by mythics and stuff in War of the Spark. And I think we're largely outside the frame of time where that format will ever be available on Arena based on things they've said about moving forward and rotating like rank draft and stuff. So like I would give my opinion of that format as largely like War of the Spark can definitely be a fun limited format so long as your deck has a roughly similar power level to your opponent's. And the problem is that the rares are tend to be very good in that set, and the bad rares don't do anything, which isn't like extremely atypical. But like I think that the high power level highs are like way like spikier than normal. So like if your opponent is able to cast like Nicol Bolas the God Dragon and you have zero rares in your deck, you will not have a fun time. And while that's a fairly extreme example, that did literally happen to me this week, and I did not have a good time. So, like, if you and your opponent are both on, like, pretty much uncommons, have a good time. If you have, like, one decent rare and your opponent has, like, you know, God Eternal Oketra, which, like, could basically be the only spell in your deck, and you probably still have a good chance of winning the game, not a great time for you. M20, like I said, I have pretty limited experience, but so far I've only seen like two kinds of decks drafted. Elementals, which are pretty good most of the time, but not, in my opinion, an extremely interesting deck, and losing decks. So, like, not stoked about that. It seems like rares are important if you are not in elementals, and if you're not in elementals and you don't get rares, then I don't really know what you do. Like, the archetypes don't seem like strongly fleshed out, but like this is pretty preliminary stuff. I should probably not go on like this, but instead we'll go to the thing. Hey, look at Soren. Hate that guy. And then we will do the rank draft, for which we have coins, and we can spare ourselves some gems. Lost a lot of gems this week doing that draft. That was not a great time. Alright, something good. I don't recognize that card. It does not seem like a great sign. Elvish Proclaimer. 1 mana, 1/2. It gets +2/+2 as long as there's 3 or more land cards in your graveyard? Get out of here. Sacrifice a land, search your library for a land, put it. No. Hard pass. I'm mad at you, Pack. You know what you did. So Angelic Gift isn't good, right? Because the thing flying and draws a card. Probably has a place somewhere, but not most of the time in a deck I want to be playing. This feels like a really easy Lightning Stormkin. I mean, like, Yurok's Wave Crasher seems fine. It's 4 mana, 4/4 blue, which is a little weird. But in order to play it, you do need to have other creatures. So it makes it a little bit more awkward. Whereas like Lightning Stormkin, 2 mana, 2/2 haste flying is very good. It is 2 colors, and that's not ideal for a first pick, but like this pack does not seem very good, and this card is very good, so I'm gonna take it. Also, inexplicably Elemental Wizard, so it could go in a wizard deck, of which I have one. Okay, so what do we have here? Not a lot of cards in the colors of the first pick, which isn't great. Got Bark Troll seems pretty good. 2 green for 2/2. It gets a +1/+1 counter, so it's secretly a 3/3. But you can pay 1 mana and remove a +1 counter from it to give it hexproof, which doesn't seem extremely relevant in limited. Might be relevant in constructed. I don't know. Got that island though, yeah. It's sad. I've known people to go into like physical like in-person drafts and like not understand that basic land is provided and think that they have to like build their land base from the like single basic land in every pack. And like that just bums me out, man. That just makes me sad that they would spend all their draft picks on basic lands. God, I don't know. Like Silverback Shaman seems like pretty good. 5 mana, 5/4 trample, and also if it dies, draw a card. I feel like this early on, I might prefer that to Bark Hydroll as best card in the pack, but that might not be the case. I mean, if you could play this card, it seems very good. So maybe like we should just make the assumption that if we're taking this, we're playing it in a fairly heavily green deck. Mask of Immolation, I think, is not great. This 2 mana equipment that like basically is also a 1/1 creature because it enters with a 1/1 creature token attached to it, and it says you can sacrifice the equipped creature to deal 1 damage to any target. Now there is like a little bit of token generation in red, and it makes an elemental token which works with the elemental theme, obviously. I don't know, maybe that's worth taking? Like, if I was gonna take an elemental, I absolutely would not take Healer of the Glade over literal any other elemental, I'm pretty sure. Unless there's secretly some that's, like, more depressing than this card. It's a 1/2, it gains you 3 life. That's it. I know that it has a place in elemental decks, but, like, if I'm taking this card, I want to be gosh darn well sure that I'm already in elementals. I feel like Mask of Immolation is, like, probably the most reasonable pick. Like, Bark Hydroll is maybe the best card here, I don't know. But, like, Mask of Immolation, I think is, like, a little better than it looks. And, like, also just helps a possible elemental thing. I would argue that a 1-drop is not a curve filler, for the reason that unless your deck is very, very aggressive, a limited deck typically doesn't want many, if any, 1-drops. And also, if it wants them, it probably wants something a little higher impact than a 1/2 creature. So what does this thing do? 3 mana artifact, pay 3 mana and tap it to deal 1 damage to any target. That seems okay. When it's put into a graveyard from the battlefield, it deals 5 damage to any target. What? What a weird card this is. Chandra Spitfire seems pretty good. Ember Hauler's like kind of like removal. But like this one's an elemental that does elemental things, like sort of combines with Mask of Immolation. It feels like that's a good pick. Not a whole lot else here. Like this seems like maybe playable, but not great. Like it's definitely between the 2 red cards here. Even just for like best card in the pack, which is like a good sign for us, maybe? Worth noting, Ferocious Pup is gosh darn adorable. Everyone please take a moment, soak it in. It's like a little baby dog with no attack power that makes a wolf, which is a 2/2 green wolf token. It's very good. Yeah, I'm gonna take Spitfire. It just feels like it bridges the stuff that we have currently the best. Screech. Ooh, Cerulean Drake. I feel like this card is like sometimes busted and mostly okay. It's also Shock, which isn't terrible. Also Leafkin Druid. I don't know how good Leafkin Druid is. It's certainly not bad. It's 2 mana for a 0/3, and it can tap for green mana. And if you have 4 or more creatures, it can tap for 2 green mana. I don't feel like there's a ton of like mana sinks in this format. So like the double green doesn't seem like it's extremely helpful, but the point is more that you can have a 2 mana accelerant. Now the question is whether this should be taken as a sign to go into green. I don't know if it's quite that good. It might be. I don't know. Cerulean Drake is just like nice as a flyer, which like sometimes they don't have like an answer to. It also just like secretly gets to counter a finishing spell sometimes. And also if they're playing red, then you just get to block like whatever you want, which is like cool. I kind of just want to take the Cerulean Drake to start getting a sense of how good it is. Because it seems like it's like a pretty good like main deck sideboard card, which is like good. What's the flavor text on a fry? Afraid your dinner got a little overcooked. Yeah! And then the Who plays. Yeah, it takes Cerulean Drake. I don't know if that's correct. It's reasonably early in the format, and I don't know. But this card seems good, and I want to try it. Ooh, Frostlynx is nice. It is an elemental and a cat, and also kind of a removal spell? It's like a tempo spell. It taps your thing, and it doesn't untap. It's good. I think I want this. I feel like it fits the deck pretty good. I like the direction this deck is headed in. I don't know if it's good. Not sure which is better here. Probably one of these blue cards. Green's like showing some vague signs of being open, but hasn't given me anything that's like really strong. Salvager of Ruin is a card that I think is really neat, and I hope I can find a way to play it in some kind of janky deck, but I'm not super sold on it. Seen the bow do good work. It deals 1 damage to... Oh, target creature defending player controls. Yeah, I've heard good things about Heartpiercer Bow in this format. I don't know enough about the format to, like, know how highly to take it. I mean, like, both the blue creatures here seem good. Neither one of them's great. Neither one of them's like an elemental or anything, but like a flyer that's okay. Could try the Heartpiercer Bow. It can sort of combo with Mask of Immolation to, like, in desperate situations, kill a 2 toughness thing. Is this any target? Yeah, this is any target. Okay. And this is creature. I don't know. It does seem like there's like a decent number of things that have 1 toughness in the format, including elemental tokens. Like the one from this. Interesting that some cards that make tokens now have like a thing that generates when you highlight over them that shows what token it is, and some don't seem to do that. Scorched Bitter worth considering? I wouldn't say so. Like, for very similar reasons to like the green 1-drop elemental. Like, Scorched Bitter's better. Like, it's like an aggressive 1-drop I might actually want to play in a deck that's aggressive. But like it dies to like everything. It's like it's very easy to outclass a 1/1 that deals an extra damage. All right, I'll try the bow. Chad seems to be on the bow path. I don't know. It seems like cheap enough to equip that maybe it does the thing I want, which is something. What's this do? Store a tap creature, gain a life for each creature you control with flying. Well, I like that art. Quote's pretty good too. I like that card, Aerial Assault. Not good outside of Limited, but cool. This looks like Octoprophet, maybe? Could take like Thicket Crasher and try to stay open to green, but like so far not sold on it. I think it's just Octoprophet. Ooh. Scampering Scorcher should be good with like Mask of Immolation, among other things. I can't imagine taking these like okay blue cards over like pretty good red card. What does Vengeful Warchief do? 5 mana, 4/4. Whenever you lose life for the first time each turn, put a +1 counter on it. Interesting. Go take it. Alright, this is our opening pack. Unsurprisingly, there's nothing good here. I think I'm just going to take the Dragon Mage. It seems unlikely that this is a deck that's going to play it, but I don't know. It's an uncommon dragon that maybe I have some constructed thing for, and also it's kind of a signal that we're in red, so like, sure. Sure, fine, sure. Reckless Airstrike is like a good sideboard card. We are playing ranked, so that doesn't matter. Might still take it, just in case we're really desperate. Can destroy target artifact. Has flexibility? So here's a mildly interesting choice. We could take the Retributive Wand and combo it with our other, like, ping-like effects to, like, have repeatable removal for, like, small to mid-sized creatures. Or we could take Scorch Spitter. And our deck could kind of go either way. I mean, I guess Retributive One is an uncommon and thus a little harder to see, maybe? So maybe I'll take that. I don't know that I would play either of these, so it might end up being a moot point, or it might matter, I don't know. Take Wolfkin Bond, because it's the coolest card here. Gonna take... Mountain just really doesn't do anything for my collection, but it's definitely the best card here. Moment of Heroism. Yoke Dogs? I really don't like Yoke Dogs. Good, got a Soul Mender. Okay, something cool. Something cool. Nope. Failed the something cool test. So we got some sweet Orzhov cards that we're probably not going to play. A double black flyer on 3 mana, 2/3 flyer. Whenever you gain life, put a counter on it. It's a cool card. Tech will want this. We got Corpse Knight. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under my control, each opponent loses 1 life. Should probably put this in Marchesa. Thought Distortion. This spell can't be countered. What weird text for a black card. Target opponent reveals their hand. Exile all non-creature, non-land cards from that player's hand and graveyard. Also costs 1 million mana. Yeah, it seems like a pretty easy Cloud Concealer. Not only is it a thing that's on color, but other than things that are like very not close to us casting them, or just get out of here. Go home, Shared Summons. It's an elemental that's on color and it draws a card and it's got evasion. Like, it's lots of good things. It's the thing we want, even though we want something better. Oh man, it's gonna be a tough day, isn't it? Got Flame Sweep. I don't think that this is the deck for Flame Sweep, although, hilariously, Cerulean Drake is protected from its damage in 2 different ways. This feels like a pretty easy Lavakin Brawler. So, Lavakin Brawler is one of those, like, weird cards you kind of have to wrap your head around. It's a 4 mana 2/4, but when it attacks, it gets 1 power for each elemental you control. It itself is an elemental, so barring some weird type-changing shenanigans that won't happen in Limited, it's basically a 3/4 while attacking and a 2/4 while blocking. So even with our, like, kind of mild to moderate elemental theme so far, actually it's looking pretty decent. I think Lavakin Brawler is going to definitely be the best card from this pack for us. Ooh, Warden of Evo's Isle. Not an elemental, but a good evasive creature. What do we have here? Pulse of Marasa. I don't know how good this is. I think it's a little better than these cards normally are for a couple reasons. It costs like 1 more mana than most variants of, like, put a thing from your graveyard into your hand in green. But it gains you 6 life, which is not bad, and then also is an instant. So, like, all those things together definitely make this better than the average green card that does this and is limited filler. Packmaster is like a pretty good, just aggressive red card. It's not something we're, like, hugely clamoring for. Kind of feel like Warden is the best card, just being, like, reasonably... It's like Windrake with upside, and I love me some Windrake. So I'm gonna take this. Ooh, another Scampering Scorcher. That's gotta be good for us. Yeah, Marauder's Axe is in this set again, huh? Little Pegasus, can't attack or block alone. Gauntlets of Light, weird sort of combo enabling thing for Constructed. That's not great. Hey, Arcadius, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? It's Friday. Yeah, I take Scampering Scorcher. It's good. It's good 4-drop. Ooh, this pack is not great for us, huh? Don't have much in the way of real removal. So Convolute is probably the best thing we could take, but I don't really want to play it. Better off maybe splashing something? I don't think so. I'm gonna put this in the sideboard. What is this card? Portal of Sanctuary. 3-mana artifact. Return target creature you control and each aura attached to it to their owner's hands. Activate this ability only during your turn. I guess it lets you attack kind of aggressively? Alternatives are Goblin Ringleader, which is like an overcosted haste goblin that only is good if you have goblins to find in your deck, which we don't. I think we have none goblins? I think we have 0% goblin deck. Could take another Heartpiercer Bow. Could take an Infuriate. Infuriate actually does seem decent for this deck. Yes, that is a blue artifact. So, colored artifacts have existed in Magic ever since the Alara block, which is old now because I'm old. But they have been used pretty sparingly outside of that block. They made like a cycle of them in Theros, plus an extra white equipment for story reasons. They had a few in New Phyrexia, which had Phyrexia mana costs, so like could technically be played for colorless, which was weird and kind of broken. And then there's just like a few other exceptions up until this set. Oh yeah, like the Gear Hulk cycle from Kaladesh block. I don't know which set those were in. I mean, Portal Sanctuary like could sort of get additional value from the Scorchers. That's true, but that's like pretty expensive and like kind of clunky. I think Infuriate is just like a thing that will let our tempo-looking deck do tempo things. So I'm going to take this. Okay, what even is this? Goblin Bird Grabber. 2 mana, 2/1. You can pay red to give it flying if you have another creature with flying. That doesn't seem terrible. It doesn't seem great, but it also doesn't seem terrible. We've got like a decent amount of flying. And that's a nice way to spend extra mana in this deck that looks like it might not want like a ton of lands. Also, this doesn't look like a great Bone to Ash deck or anything. What does this guy do? Artifact creature? 3 mana, 1/1 Vigilance. Choose a color when you play him. You cast a spell of the chosen color, put a counter on him. That seems okay, but not great. I'm going to take Bird Grabber. Grab them birds. There's a Reckless Airstrike. There's a bunch of cards I don't want to play. What is this? Possible Purifying Light. Oh, that's some neat art. 2 mana, 2/1 protection for black. Exile a card from a graveyard. I'm inclined to take that for just like collection purposes because this pack does not contain cards I want to play. Yep, our opening pack is like the worst one out of the set again, which is not shocking. I guess take another Heartpiercer Bow, but that like really seems like I don't know if it does anything. If you hit the opponent, it might do something. I don't know. Like we already have a Reckless Airstrike, and also we're not sideboarding. Just as a reminder, no sideboard. Best of one. I take this. I don't expect or want to play it. Yeah, I feel like our colors weren't strongly present here, but we got some really good cards this pack, so I don't think we're being cut off necessarily. Dude, I don't know. Unnatural ones. I will pretty happily take a Sage's Road Denizen, although I don't think I need or necessarily want it. It's nice to have the option. I don't know. Gauntlets of Light. Just always uncommons. A Befuddle that I might play? I don't want to play it. Disenchant's back in Standard for some reason. When was the last... Wow, okay. I don't think I'll play this. When's the last time that Disenchant was in Standard? Like Time Spiral? Just like not so much on the on-color rares, huh? Here's another colored artifact, Ancestral Blade. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white soldier token and attach this thing to it. The equipped creature gets +1/+1. This is basically a fancy 2 mana 2/2 that leaves behind an equipment, which is kind of cool. So this pack's got some really good stuff for us. Not a huge quantity of it, but very good stuff. Here's a flying elemental that's difficult to kill because spells targeting it cost 2 mana more to cast. We've also got Chandra Novice Pyromancer. And while this looks good, I'm led to believe it's much better. So, like, it is sort of removal. Like, there's definitely a good number of smallish creatures that die to the -2 deal 2 damage. It also has +1 loyalty, give your elementals +2 power until end of turn. And we've got double Scampering Scorchers. And also, like, the red mana can help us cast stuff. So, like, it's good. It's like, I would like a Boreal Elemental. I don't think we're going to get that, or the Shock, or anything.
I'm ready to fight.
Well, I guess we could have 2 of them. Is that good? It's probably not bad. I feel like there's a point at which having all the Chandras probably isn't, like, super great. But I don't think that number is 2. I think 2 is a fine number. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's actually very close. Alright.
Be afraid, wizard. I hope I sounded tough.
Ooh, Winged Words. This is a cool one. So it's 3 mana, and this looks like very complicated, maybe actually worse than it is. But like, it's 3 mana, draw 2 cards, which is like already fine. It's divination. It's like a limited staple. But then also, the spell costs 1 less to cast if you control a creature with flying. And we've got like a decent number of those, so I think this is going to be very good in our deck. Oh, it's Murder. That would have been nice to see early on, although I like our deck. Okay. So we could take a flyer here. We could take this like flash thing that's kind of neat. It's a Merfolk Pirate. I like that. I like that it is a Merfolk Pirate with flash. It's like a lot of things that I like in a card. I feel like maybe this will eventually be good in Standard, but I don't think it's great right now. You could take Evolving Wilds, that doesn't seem particularly necessary. Cryptic Caves is like, you could sacrifice it to draw a card. I think I would just rather have like another 2 mana flyer. It seems very good. It helps like our Winged Words be cheap more often. And also it's just like another 2-drop. We're a little light on 2-drops. See the announcement about the upcoming events? No, I don't know what you're referring to, so I don't think so. Let's take a Metropolis Sprite. What do I want from this pack? Like Active Treason? Active Treason is probably not bad in this kind of deck. I think it is the card I most want here, even though I'm not excited about it. Like, I don't want a Defender in this kind of deck. I've already got a Convolute, and it's not a great Convolute deck. I don't have the thing that searches Vial of Dragonfire, and it's pretty medium. I'll take Active Treason. Negate or some stuff? Sacrifice an artifact or land, draw a card. No. Maniacal Rage actually seems playable here. Put it on a flyer, like, kill them. I don't know if I want it, but it's definitely playable. You could take a Rapacious Dragon. As like another flyer and sort of a finisher. Don't have a lot of use for the treasure tokens. Don't know how much that matters. It's just like another good flyer. Or we could take like a conditional early flyer. And like our curve currently just ends at 4, and I don't hate that. Although deck could use some work. This is a close one, I think. I do generally like the way this deck looks. Only 1 Lavakin Brawler. That's a little awkward. Standard shakeup that bans a large number of standard staples. I like almost might play that. Almost might. This is close. Anyone think? How many creatures do we have on 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish? That's sort of okay. I think we have a chance at getting a Goblin Bird Grabber to wheel. I kind of want to take the Dragon. I'm not sure either get played, but I think I'm going to take the Dragon. Ooh, another cerulean drake. That's potentially a better 2-drop anyway. If we play against a red deck, we got some answers. I don't really want anything here. Is this good? Whenever one or more tokens enter the battlefield, put that many +1/+1 counters on this guy. It's between these two cards for my collection. I think Champion's more likely to do something. And we got a Bird Grabber. Do I want the Bird Grabber? Unclear. Don't think I want additional Maniacal Rage. That feels a little ambitious. Although I could, like... There's stuff I could cut and then just, like, be... Enchanted Flyer deck thing. Another kind of close one. Taking a stock Gates list to the shakeup. I think that would do okay, I think. I'm gonna take Rage. I don't know if that's insane. Take an uncommon. Take a red card. Disenchants. No. I don't have God's Willings on Arena because the only has been printed in. It's a good card. And the last pick uncommon. Okay. So I think this deck is good. I don't know if I've done my best possible job of doing the deck. Gross. So one thing to keep in mind about the possibility of playing double Maniacal Rage is that 2 of my flyers have protection from it, and thus can't be enchanted by it. Same is true for Infuriate being played as a combat trick on Cerulean Drake. Does not work. However, other creatures do work. Not sure about Retributive Wands. Kind of seems like an okay way to finish the game. It's definitely possible that I want to cut Dragon and then a land, and then maybe Octoprofit. That kind of sounds good. Octoprofit doesn't have any evasion and is a fairly medium creature. If we cut the Dragon and then we have double color of anything. Yeah, I think I would just want even both. So if I just did this, played a 16 lander whose curve ends at 4. I think I like the look of this. Still not totally sure about the Cerulean Drakes, but they seem good in theory. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna run this. I know what to call this one. 2 hot, 2 Chandra. Because there's 2 Chandras in it. So I guess she should also be this. I think that's just what I'm going to do. There's definitely some cards in here that I think might be a little sketchy. Let me just check non-creature ratio. Do I have an insane number of non-creatures? It's kind of a lot. Planeswalkers kind of almost don't count. Enchantments. Maybe I should cut one of the enchantments. I don't know what I'd put in, though. One of the equipments is sort of a creature. It's 14, and sort of almost 16 with the Chandras. I don't know. I think that this deck will have definitely some great draws, and will be good most of the time. Thing I would really want to not... I mean, I think that's it. I think that's just what the deck looks like, and it's not maybe perfect, but I like the look of it. I don't really know how this format works. I'm going to say maybe 3. I like the deck. I don't know. Maybe 3 wins. I'm wondering what what the standard shakeup's purpose is. Is it to try and determine what standard is going to look like so they can plan something in standard? Thank you, Anime, for the 24-month sub. That's quite a lot of sub streak. And thank you for the good luck. I will probably need it. I don't really know this format that well. This hand has one kind of awkward 2-drop in it, but... I think I keep this. I don't like this very much, but I think I'm supposed to keep this. Go first. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't think the standard shakeup is for people to bring janky decks, because they're just gonna be a different kind of competitive. That's how humans work. I guess I played the bow because it doesn't seem like there's a lot of incentive to sandbag it. It might be the goal that the standard shakeup is supposed to be for janky decks, but I've seen things, man. Wow, that thing, like, their deck definitely seems like it's just gonna die to Hard Turbo. I think I just want to play Frostlinks here to tap their Unchained Berserker because it attacks as a 3-power thing, and I just kind of don't want that. It has protection from white, not from blue, even though that is also an enemy color to red. I think at this point, I might have to like 5 wins. If we do well enough, we'll buy the cat. Like, I want to buy the cat. But, like, I keep, like, hemorrhaging gems because I've had such a bad time playing Limited lately. Okay. So I think that I'm supposed to attack with the Frostlinks and see if they're willing to double block, because that's probably fine for me if they do that. It costs me 1 to equip, I can attack with this, then have it deal 1 damage to this thing, which I don't want to lose. And then I can play Sage's Road Denizen as a better blocker than Frostlinks anyway. So I could just kill one of their untapped creatures so that they can't double block, but I think I'm just fine with them double blocking. Then they're just like trading 2 cards for my cat. It's Tekazuric! Everybody shout at him and make air horn emotes or something. Oh, they're actually gonna trade? They don't have any combat tricks. They just gave up 2 cards for my cat. That seems bad for them. Also, I have a small amount of incidental milling. Got up to 4 mana, and our opponent's start doesn't seem great against us. Sure. They're planning on attacking? We're doing our first M20 draft, and we're seeing how that goes. Gosh, it kind of doesn't seem like I have any good plays here. I could just play the Scampering Scorcher. I guess I could play Scampering Scorcher and equip one of the haste creatures with the bow and see if it will trade for like 2 of their things. That way I can still hold back the Sage's Road Denizen to block the others. I think that's good. It's not like great. Don't really have any recursion of any kind, so I don't think it matters which thing I target. It just means I have to attack with that one thing. I think in blue-red, their recursion is more likely to be something that returns the creature to their hand and gets more tokens, so I'm going to kill that one. Okay, I'm fine with this. I mean, this is a game of attrition that they're just definitely playing into. Your emotes aren't showing up. Why would that be? Oh, it is because you are not currently subscribed, would be the reason? I mean, show me your combat trick. I don't think there's like a flash creature that gets me here. They spend like a spell on it. I think that's fine? Okay.
I'm ready to fight.
Something. And then my creatures get angry. Get mad,
stoked.
elementals. Alright, hitting them now. Go ahead. Also, thank you, Demolition, for gifting us up to tech. Have you been using Prime subs? Because Prime subs do not automatically re-up. So that could be a reason. I mean, I can continue to attack with the one that has the Heart Piercer bow attached to it. Because I can make it a 3-power creature that deals a damage to the elemental. Actually, this has both of them attack, because I deal the 1 damage to it regardless. So it, like, doesn't actually block super good at all. Okay, so then I play Cerulean Drake and Bird Grabber, and I have a Planeswalker on 7 loyalty in Core Set Limited. So, yeah, I mean, like, that's sort of how they get you. They give you the free sub if you're a Prime member, but you have to, like, do it manually. It would just be, like, net loss for them otherwise. I mean, I think I just let them do this. Even if they have, like, 1 pump spell, I think Chandra survives, and then, like, whatever, they're dead. No pump spells? I think that's, like, also pretty bad. I mean, Chandra's Outrage doesn't do the thing. Yeah, that's fine. This only thing counters a spell that targets me. That does not target me. You got, the thing has occurred. Ah. Well, I can in fact pay the extra mana to target your creature. I believe you are dead? Got them. 1 down. Hooray! Now, Heart Piercer Bow did some good work that game for sure. What's up? Well, we're 1 and whatever currently in this draft. Too hot to Chandra. I hope for good things. I would like to have a good draft. I've had many bad drafts recently. Our deck looks pretty good to me. I don't have a firm grasp on the format. Our opponent is the Book of Merman, which kind of makes me wish they were the Book of Merman. This hand looks very medium. It's not bad, it's not particularly good, and it does have a lot of lands. But I think I'm supposed to keep it. I just don't like it. I forgot to pay attention to whether we're playing or drawing. Did we get any decent cards? We got some good limited cards. I don't think we got any, like, great, like, constructed cards. Do mermaids poop? I don't know, man. No one will ever answer that question from what I've seen. So I didn't want to draw another mountain if that wasn't clear, but opponent does seem to be on red, and so the Cerulean Drake might do some good work. Let's play a Spitfire. Let's spit some hot fire. And then we're going to pass, and I think our opponent knows what's up, but if they don't, their thing's just going to die. And that'll be great for us. Okay, they do seem to know what is up. Is this thing an elemental? It sure is. So I can play Chandra, and I don't think that there's a Boros counter spell.
I don't know what I'm doing here, but it's gonna be fun.
And hit them for 3 flying and still have like a seemingly impervious blocker, which is good. And then next turn I can maybe draw a creature or something. Sure. I mean, this still doesn't do anything. Your thing just doesn't happen to die as a result. Ooh, Befuddle's a good one, I think. Let's play Maniacal Rage on the one that I can Maniacal Rage. And then let's plus for maximum damage.
It's elemental, dear. What's your name?
Yeah, we're hitting for 5 every turn. That's pretty decent. So the thing that's likely to happen here is that they'll attack with both of these. I'll block the red one, and then... Ooh, that's kind of interesting. They get some treasures. What will they attack with? I think I'm just gonna befuddle that. Draw a card, save Chandra. Wow, drawing a lot of lands, huh? Ooh, Active Treason. Does Active Treason let me win this turn? Because I can attack for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? Maybe? Let's find out.
Oh,
Okay.
I just want to hug all those fire critters.
Do you have anything? They appear to have died. Exactsies! Oh yeah, MTG Bot is friend to all, like, semi-casual players, because if you see something in the overlay and you're like, I don't know what's happening, then you can just shout it out and the robot's like, beep boop, card text. Alright, well this is going well. I have to say I am generally a fan of tempo decks that let me win with Active Treason. They tend not to work out all that often, but so far we've won 2 games with Active Treason. Ooh, we got Lightning Stormkin and good cards. I mean, this hand's a little light on land, but we're on the draw, and also this hand looks very good. So this seems like a keep, and we just need, like, a little something to get going. We got good odds. And even if we, like, miss on lands for, like, a couple turns, and we still have, like, 3 2-mana plays, a few 2-mana plays. Opponent is nominal. Alright, and we drew land. This is looking good, folks. Everyone seems to be playing red. They have shock? I feel like this one's got shock. No? Alright. I'm okay with not shock. Got a smuggler. I'm gonna get hit for 2. This thing's got haste. It has haste, and it can make another creature, like, not be blockable if it has low power, which is fun. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Spitfire, I think. And then hit him for 2 flying. If we draw a Chandra, it can do all sorts of things. I'll take the 2. I don't want to die to, like, combat trick or something. Alright, let's see how they like... Well, let's attack first. I might need to infuriate. I think I'm just gonna play 2 Cerulean Drakes, and since my opponent has only played Mountains, I think they might have a hard time with 2 Cerulean Drakes. Cerulean Drake is very good if all of your opponents are red. Alright, that worked. Let's play Sage's Rogue Denizen. And attack for... I think I'll hold back 1 Cerulean Drake. This is looking pretty good. I don't know at what point we would hold up Befuddle. Doesn't matter, opponent not into this game where we have double protection from their whole deck. Whoops. Whoops, opponent. Yeah, this is maybe why bringing protection back for a core set at Uncommon wasn't, like, the best. We'll find out how that goes. And I'll say for sure if we hit 7 wins, I'll buy that cat. I want that cat. I can believe that the bots are underdrafting right. It does seem like the Scampering Scorchers in particular are coming around like much later than I would expect right now. And this hand is not great. Only has 2 lands and doesn't have like great plays, even if we hit lands and we're going first. I think this is a mulligan. This should be a keep though. Put back Scampering Scorcher? We're still going first. I think that's the correct one. It's like disappointing, but I think that's what I should do. Let's keep 6. Put one of these on the bottom. We do have our Lightning Storm King. Cat, yeah. This over here. This we could have this, but we have to like buy the battle pass thing equivalent. And there's like we get a bunch of prizes for doing it because like basically every time you level up, like every other time you level up, you always get like a pack of the current set. Is how the current mastery thing works. But if you buy the battle pass, then every level you get something, even the sort of off level. But you also, at level 1, get basic cat, at level like 40, get color change cat, and at level some other number, 80? Yeah, level 80 you get winged cat. Very good winged cat. Oh, just figures in this set. Boo. Grumble, grumble. I really wanted that Storm King. This is definitely a place Sage's Road Den is in. And then do I just pass? Seems kind of weak. I take like 2 if I deal them 1. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I should not attack. We'll see what they do. They play a moderately big boy. Doesn't look like they have good attacks again. But this figure ends up being really good for them. How badly do I want to hold up Infuriate this turn? Good amount? I mean, I can sort of like Mask of Immolation and combine it with Sage's Road Denizen to take down the 4-3, but then I don't have like a lot of good things to do. I think I play the Mask of Immolation and hold up Infuriate. So I was saying Boorns? No, I was definitely saying boo. They disfigured my Sky Wizard. I don't know what thing they're representing. If they had Chandra's Outrage, I think they would play it pre-combat, even though it's an instant. They could have Shock. I think this turn I'm just going to chump block and kill their Lizard. Do the thing, please. So I trade 1 for 1 on equipment I get to keep, and also, I guess that's the whole thing. That's all the things I get to do. They're tapped out now, so I could. Well, I guess Maniacal Rage doesn't make a very good blocker, huh? I can put it on the Denizen, and then it can't block anymore, and that seems a little awkward, if I'm being honest. Infuriate does not give enough toughness to really do what I want to do, and I also just don't know if they have anything. So I can make my thing a 4-5, which would block their thing if they have stone nothing. Mill you, I guess. Well, I got another disfigure that I didn't want them to have, so I guess that's good. Yeah, I think we're going to have to go in on a potentially sketchy block here. Seems likely. That's pretty bad for me. That was the one I wanted to block with. Also, our opponent's deck has, like, way too much removal. Okay. Yeah, I don't love that. So I can make my guy a 4/5 and block the 4/4. Oh no, it won't, because they lose a life first. Ooh, that's bad. I'd have to trade, like, my whole board for that. Well, actually, that's not true. I'm trading the sprite to kill it. I think I have to do that, though. I don't think I could deal with a 5/5. I don't know what order they ordered those in. Yeah, it doesn't look great for me. Got another flyer. I think they just got, like, card advantage on me at this point. Like, they've just had, like, very good removal draws, and my deck doesn't play extremely well from behind, because my removal is not great. I think the best thing I could do is try and trade the Metropolis Sprite, and if it dies, like, I just don't think... If they have, like, another combat trick, I just don't think there's any hope that I can, like, win this game. Like, I can't play around basically anything at this point. And them having, like, any spell is pretty bad. That actually helps a good amount. So I can Maniacal Rage the 2/2, and then I'm, like, sort of winning that race? That seems sketchy, but I think it's my best line to winning. They probably just have another removal spell at some point here, though. At least Disfigure doesn't work anymore. But, like, yeah, if they just, like, ever have another removal, we're dead anyway. No combination of plays from us changes that. Take 2. Definitely would like to draw a creature. That counts. That counts, like, pretty good, actually. Is there, like, actual Lava Axe in this format? I don't know. I kind of think I don't block the cat. Looks like they have something. They have, like, blood dance, blood fusion. That might be too slow at this point. They could play the big guy, but he can't, like, attack this turn. I mean, the thing is Death Touch, not like Menace or something. I don't really care about that one. Yeah, it's fine. Enjoy this delightful elemental token snack, my good friend. Yeah? I don't think I want to play land, even though I could play land. So I just need them not to kill my bird. And I think I'm fine? Birdman, one time? One time Birdman? That doesn't do it. That doesn't do it. That doesn't do it. Pass the box. I feel like this is harder than it used to be. Oh my god, why? Alright, taking 2 damage. Wow, we actually won that game. Can you believe we won that game? They used all their removal early or something. We just, like, got them. That was great. That was very exciting. I did not think we were winning that game. Ooh, I want these gems. Yeah, the deck seems actually a little better than I thought. I mean, it definitely looks good. It is susceptible to just, like, a lot of, like, mediocre removal because their stuff is pretty small. Ooh, this is not a great hand. This is mulligan. This is an icky bad hand. That's a much better hand. What do I put back? Probably active treason? I don't like putting back active treason. That's gotta be right. Yeah, that's gotta be right. Alright, hope I don't regret that. I hate that it shoves you costs. I hate that it does that. We're going first. I never pay attention to this. I think since we made our decision first, we're going first? That's how, like, tournament rules work, right? Does Rena use tournament rules? I think we are... I think this is our 5th game. I don't think we have hit 5 wins yet. Because I don't have second mountain, I think I'm supposed to play Stormkin first. If I had double mountain right now, I think it's actually better to play Goblin Bird Grabber than, like, play this and then use the extra red mana to make the Goblin I played last turn flying. Doesn't look like it will probably matter. Let's see what they do. Not surprisingly, nothing. Sort of have 2 flyers. That's a pretty aggressive start. Okay. Ooh. Well, that actually works very well. Let's attack them for 4 flying damage. And then, let's play a flyer that also draws us a card. Nice. Oh, wow. This hand's looking real good. I mean, like, Giant Spider from them will be annoying. Ooh, that's also a very good card. I think we could beat that this game, though. I think we could beat that very good rare that's especially good against us. It would help if it didn't have protection from blue, but, you know, can't win them all, I guess. Does this thing have reach? It does not. Alright, I have a few flyers. I kind of hope that they just, like, play the spider and they're like, got you, and then I'm like, Frostlinks. Which in this case would be very similar to the Act of Treason that I felt bad about putting on the bottom of my library. That's a little tougher. Ooh, that's also very annoying. How do I beat that? Do I have a beat that? Do I have a way to beat that? That's like... It's like, maybe the best rare in the set against my deck, and also now is like a counter to my way of winning around it? Oh, that's very annoying. Why is the card glowing in that particular weird red fashion? I don't really know what my game plan here is. I'm gonna equip this to this guy. And I guess I hope that we draw, like, Maniacal Rage? I think I just can't do anything right now. I mean, the problem isn't that they can attack us and also block. The problem is just that, while that thing is very good at attacking, if they just don't attack with it, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, there's no way that they're going to attack. They already chose not to attack while it's flying. The opponent knows what's up. If they attack us, it's because they have a good reason. Now, if that good reason is just that they play Giant Spider post-combat, that's very good for us, but I don't think that's going to happen. Alright, that's a little troubling. But I'm going to take 7. Yeah. Because I can do... Yeah? Yeah? It doesn't have, like, Insane Pump in this, I think. They have, like, a +3/+3, it costs 2 mana. Like that it sort of wanted me to, like, give Bird Grabber flying and block, and it's like, no! Thanks, but no. Oh, God. I mean, them gaining life is definitely a problem. I could do this. I've definitely drawn way too much land from this deck. This deck does not want this much land. At all. Also, this thing gets flying. Where the game tries to, like, juke me real hard. Let's just make sure. Block this. They can deal 6? Maybe I'm supposed to hold back the Drake? No, I think I need to attack with the Drake. Don't care. So hopefully they don't attack again. If they attack again, I'm pretty sure we're just dead. Although our opponent has a lot of life gain, which is irritating. It would be nice if we could just draw Chandra. That might be enough at this point. That we've gotten them down to 6. Because like 2 of our elementals get big enough to be like almost lethal. I'm definitely gonna block that. That definitely just seems easy. Okay. Ooh, that's like so close though. So I could put the Maniacal Rage on the Bird Grabber, and it becomes a 4/3. The problem is that whatever I hit with the bow, they just block with the other one. I mean, I guess I could put the Rage on the Goblin, give it flying, ping the Spider, but they'd still just trade the Spider, because the other one's so much better at blocking. The Rage is like part of what I need, but I don't think by itself it's good enough. Deck doesn't have any like bounce. I think our only way of dealing with the Spider is the Frostlings we already used. Oh god. Flying Shifting Ceratops is such a bummer. We're both just like roping, doing the minimum amount. That's how you know you're in a real tight race. That seems bad for me, huh? So, like, what's the... I think we have to give the Goblin flying. Then we go to blockers. And then this definitely has to block the 5. And I think my best shot here... I don't want to die to single pump spell. So I think I block with Cerulean Drake on something that's dealing 3 damage. And then I just have to hope to top deck Chandra and that they don't have a flyer. It's not like a big opening for me. I guess also if they just don't have flyer, like Maniacal Rage sort of does it. I mean, they could just have double pump spell, and I can't be double pump spell here anyway. Okay, does that do anything? Oh wait, does this thing get trample? Yeah, it can get trample. Does that kill me? Did I goof that? I sort of stopped thinking about its activated ability. Does that deal 6 billion? Dead? Okay, my bad. I mean, I don't think I had, like, I don't think I can block in such a way that I have outs there. No, I guess I could have blocked with another creature. Hope to draw Chandra and Maniacal Rage onto, like, a flyer. But, like, that was just a really hard game. Like, genuinely, like, seriously about this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like shifting Ceratops with flying is, like, the worst rare for us in the format. Like, it's already a very good card. It has protection against, like, the better half of our deck. And also, just once it has flying, we, like, lose access to playing around it by just going over the top. Also, our opponent just, like, had a bunch of life gain. Like, that was just a very bad matchup for us. And it was still pretty close. Mask of Immolation, Frost, Links, Chandra. It's not great. This isn't great. It's like some of our more expensive stuff and not a strong enough start that I think we get to capitalize on that. This looks a lot better. Just like Lightning Stormkin in general seems better. The tough part about this hand is whether I put back a 4-drop or a land, and I think it's actually land, as crazy as that probably sounds. I'm going to keep. I'm going to put back Island, I think. I think it's more important to have double red by a very slim amount. I didn't realize they also mulliganed. Okay, that's goodish for us. Oh, it's another red player. We drew our islands back, so I'm definitely glad we bottomed it. Although I'm hoping we draw a 3-drop next turn. Got a good number of those. I think we might have the most of 3-drops. Or just mountain, I guess. Well, maybe they won't play a creature this turn. That would be very bad for them. The likelihood of that is low. Ooh, that's a tough one. I think the answer is to play Scampering Scorcher, don't attack this turn. Then next turn play Chandra, minus Chandra, and play Cerulean Drake to block for Chandra? Either way, I think it's Scorcher this turn. We'll just, like, find out what happens. Like, maybe we're just in a good enough position that we, like, plus Chandra and attack. It probably depends on what they do here. Tell you what, I'm gonna wait another turn on Chandra. So I drew a 3-drop, and it blocks okay. Actually doesn't block that one. Milieu. Got rid of an elemental that I didn't want them to play. So next we're probably attacking for a good amount. Woof. Don't love that. Okay. Probably not attacking, I would guess. The Overgrowth Elemental putting... Really? I mean, it doesn't have Trample, so... Cool story? Protection from your entire guy? My turn? Thanks? For... Okay. That sure is a lot of land again. So, I think we... Chandra plus Chandra, attack with all our things that aren't Cerulean Drake or Sage's Road Denizen. See what chaos happens?
Hey,
I don't know exactly what that
Chandra.
looks like.
Nice to meet you. It's Elemental, dear.
So let's attack
What's your name?
all and then undo 2 clicks. God, the clicks are not responsive lately. So they attacked with their only thing that had enough toughness to, like, dissuade me from attacking with stuff. Okay. These 2 guys, the tokens take 7. I think I'm into that. I mean, I can still block, like, one of these 2 guys forever. Let's see if they can, like, deal non-combat damage to me and make the Spitfire do something relevant. kind of looked at Chandra. I don't think there's a lot of targeted Chandra removal when she's at 6 in red-green. Oh, it's Vivian. That's very bad.
From the smallest ant to the largest hydra,
counters on stuff,
nature is beautiful.
They can have one of their creatures, so they could attack and then have it deal damage to Chandra and kill it. Okay.
Watch out. They bite.
Some amount reasonable. Obviously don't want to attack, I'm pretty sure. Well, it's not the worst draw.
Anger only gets me so far.
I think we just plus here? Just to, like, make Chandra more resilient?
Let's burn brighter!
But, like, attacking doesn't do anything while they have the 5 toughness creature. And my flyers are mostly gone. They have another thing that interacts with Chandra? Ooh, that's not great. There's my other Cerulean Drake. That sort of helps. Huh. So, I mean, I can, like, minus Chandra and ping with the wand to kill the Spitfire. And then it still gives me enough to befuddle. Think I want to do this? It's not, like, amazing.
Up in flames!
No attacks. I have to figure out what Befuddle is doing. Because at this point I'm strongly unclear. Ooh, I don't... That's bad for me. That's very bad. This is a very good answer to Cerulean Drake, which is like the only thing keeping me alive right now. Yeah. Okay. So what does that make them? 5, 5, and 4, 4, respectively? The biggest problem here is that... Here's what I think we do. I think we befuddle the 5/5 so I can block it with Sage's Road Denizen, and really just hope we draw... God almighty. Well, that's not what I wanted. Chandra survived here. I don't know if that matters. We're in not good shape. That's curious. Here's the awkward thing. I can... +1 and give my elemental token 3 power and attack with it and put them to 7. The question is, like, what do they do at that point? Hit me for 9 if they just went face. If they did that, then I would have enough to, like, Chandra, like, minus Chandra, play Chandra. I think I just, like, hit them face? Maybe I just hit them face.
Stoked.
Between Wand and the 2 Chandras, I think this is my best chance of winning. I don't think I can let the game go much longer and, like, not suffer some penalty. But, like, hypothetically, if they attack Chandra, I gain a bunch of life, and I think that's the time I need. If they don't, then I can minus this Chandra, and then play a new Chandra, and minus that, and ping them with the wand, and then they die. That's a pretty good attack on their part, I think. Like this.
My powers always lead to destruction.
Definitely pinging you. Oh god, I've drawn so many lands! I'm playing 16 lands, as a reminder. So, plussing new Chandra doesn't do anything. It just doesn't. So we're all... Really, you want to tap all my islands? That's your line of play that seems to make the most sense? I'm gonna leave up cancel mana for some reason. I mean, I've got a good shot of winning here, because, like, Chandra presumably resolves. I'm -2.
Be afraid, wizard.
To deal 2 damage to their face. I've got enough mana to use the wand at the end of their turn, and then if I just survive to my turn, then I win the game, assuming they don't gain life. But yeah, I agree this is a tough game. This is definitely not an unwinnable game from what we've seen. Yeah, clearly at this point they go to ping the 1/1. Makes it a lot harder for me to block if they do something. But I think it will be hard for them to generate killing power. They need, like, the 4 mana generate 3 haste elementals. And then, like, maybe also active treason. I think that definitely kills me. But, like, that's pretty specific, and not everyone even, like, plays active treason in active treason decks. I like active treason, and sometimes I have to be dragged kicking and screaming into that scenario. That's curious. I mean, I can't save it, so it's not even suspicious for me to, like, not block here. But, like, that doesn't do anything. Like, the thing is, even if they destroy my wand at this point, they're dead, right? Because, like, Retributive Wand does, like, 5 damage to any target if it's destroyed.
I'm going home.
It's like, I don't think there's a way out of this other than life gain, and even at that, they need, like, life gain and a blocker or something? Yeah, I think they're just dead. Whew, that was close. That was a close one. We got
You don't look
Tybalt,
scared.
I guess. That feels vaguely appropriate. We got up to 5 wins. That's pretty good. Do you think we could buy a cat today? Makes Teenage Chandra so much more likable than Spark Chandra. I assume you mean War of the Spark Chandra. Because, like, I mean, she's a Planeswalker card, so young Chandra still has her spark. Ooh, this hand. Opponent goes first? If opponent goes first, I definitely keep this hand. If opponent doesn't go first, I probably keep this hand and shouldn't. I mean, Active Treason and Retributive Wand are a little awkward, but I do have Lightning Stormkin and Blocker and Combat Trick. So, like, pretty good? Yeah, I'm keeping this. I do very much like Lightning Stormkin. Ooh, that could be good. It is at least a spell I can cast if I don't draw another land. Okay, opponent not also on Lightning Stormkin open. Alright, could use another land. Not trying to be picky here. Appreciate drawing some good cards, but I would like to be able to play them if that's not too much trouble. I appreciate it, I do. Let's attack first. Okay. I think I just want Denizen, because next turn I can, like, Frost Links their blocker. I feel like they have Flash Guy? Oh no, they just want to counter my, like, subpar 3-drop. Alright, I guess that's a fine use of your thing. We're doing pretty well. This deck definitely seems good. Okay. I think since they're not... No, I should probably still play Cerulean Drake. It's not, like, great here. They're not playing red and it's a 1/1, but they're not playing creatures, so it's at least another, like, evasive attacker next turn. I kind of want to play Wand there, but if I just draw another land, which somehow feels likely, then I can just, like, use Wand right away. Wand is also okay against this play. If I can draw land. That was not good. I think that's okay, though. You know what, let's play the Wand this time. I'm gonna attack with my flyers. It does mean taking a decent chunk of damage this turn. But this does set up me just having one to, like, fill out turns I'm not spending all my mana now. Yeah, one's doing better than I thought. Like, I thought it'd be good because we had other pingers, but it actually just seems like it's good. I do love ping effects in Limited. It's been a long time since we've had a good one. I don't know if this is a great one, but it does seem good. Boreal Elemental is some amount annoying. That's good. Alright, so let's play the Frostlings, which lets us tap the Boreal Elemental because it is not a spell targeting the thing. And then we still have our Wand mana up. Do I want to wand? I think I want to wand. Maybe I want a Mask? Maybe Mask is better. Actually, Mask is better. Because I get to, like, chump block the 4/4 and then also kill the 1/1, which is sort of better than just, like, dealing 1 damage to the 1/1. Let's hope they don't have another specifically Boreal Elemental. It would be annoying. I think I could still win past it, but I'd prefer not to. That's a small amount annoying. It's actually not too bad. Sure. It's big. Understood. Will you attack? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to block with our Elemental attached to a Mask. And before damage, we're going to kill that 1 flyer that they made. Okay. Let's think about this. If we active trees in the Boreal Elemental, it takes all of our mana. We hit them for 6 in the air, which is a good amount, but it doesn't quite get us there. I think what I want to do is attack with my flyers, infuriate one of them, then place a Cerulean Drake and equip one of my creatures with the Mask. I have exactly enough mana for that, I think. Let's find out. Let's find out if I did math correctly. Okay. Play this. Oh, I didn't infuriate. I definitely meant to infuriate. Awkward. Well, let's see about me being bad at Magic the Gathering. Okay. Definitely want to block 6 power guy, and then I can... I mean, I could ping the 1/1, but I feel like I'm better off just pinging them. In case something goes wrong, I think I'm just going to do that. I think I'm just going to accept 4. I don't think they can, like, 11 me with, like, some combination of spells from their hand. Submit their face. If I draw another land, it doesn't matter that I whoopsied. If I don't, it might. It might matter that I whoopsied. Take 4. Ooh, that wasn't the correct one. I mean, having perfect information, of course. Alright. Probably doesn't matter that we whoopsied. Probably. I'm gonna take this. It's mine now. This one belongs to me. Okay, I'm pretty sure you're dead now. But... okay. Okay, that was harrowing. I don't know how close that actually was, but that one felt very close. I don't know what they had in their hand after all those things that they were doing that were pretty scary on the ground. We got a couple chances at maybe getting ourselves a cat today. I don't know. That was very stressful. Yes, the game is in Core 20 and worth pointing out. Thank you, Cat. If I thought really hard about it, I would know that was the case. But it wasn't that I was assuming that it wasn't going to get countered. There was definitely the possibility of it. I thought it was more likely that it'd be that awkward, like, 3-mana counter whatever thing that they don't pay for. That's a very helpful way of doing it. He just equipped the axe. Ah, that is some lag. Are you on phone, perhaps? This hand is kind of medium, but it does have a decent curve and infuriate, and Chandra is very good. I think I keep this. It's not, like, amazing, but it should be good. Is there a live button? I think there actually is, or there was. I don't know if there still is. Refreshing the page should also have that effect, I think. Alright, opponent is red, so Cerulean Drake could be very good. Thank you, Tag. Opponent is Lemon Nation. Opponent looks to be on that Elementals deck. Ooh. Other Cerulean Drake could be good. I mean, they can't attack very good. So, Cerulean Drake, I think that I'm having a skewed result here. It's a small sample size. I've played against a lot of red. But I think even in the games where it hasn't had relevant protection, it's still been pretty good as just a 2-drop flyer. That's an interesting draw. He's gonna play another Cerulean Drake? Hope that they can't keep escalating ridiculously. They might have, like, main deck plummet or something, which would be pretty good here. Okay, Smuggler. Ah, Smuggler, I see. Smuggler is definitely relevant against me. But I can kill it with Chandra. And then they probably can't attack past it unless they have another Smuggler, which is just hard for me to beat anyway. I feel like the app may actually have more lag to it also, Tech. I don't know how relevant that is.
You ready? I'm ready. Let's do this.
Oop.
I call my fists Pyromaster and Firebrand.
She calls her fist Pyromaster and Firebrand, which are 2 Chandras. Nice. So let's see what they play, and then that will help us determine what to do with Chandra. It feels very likely it would be minus to do damage. Ah, right. It gets +1 from the saddle, so that wolf is actually 3/3. So I could minus Chandra to kill the cat. I think that's fine. I would like to hold Befuddle, but I don't think that works. Because, like, I think I need to, like, Sage's Road Denizen and, like, Infuriate defensively? Like, we're playing a weird control game that our deck hasn't proven to be particularly good at. But so yeah, the idea here being, this isn't, yeah, it's just target creature, not target attacking creature. It's a terrible name for your fist. What do you call your fists, Tech? Will you attack with your wolf? Will you wolf attack? I mean, I'm gonna guess they have a pump spell, but I think regardless, I do the thing. Block them their damage. I will show you my move. Some sort of counter. Other pump. Instant speed remove. Oh, they probably have Chandra's Outrage, huh? Maybe not. But, like, I think they got something. Yeah, shock is fine. I'm fine with that trade. Yeah. Okay. Draw a card. It's also island. Plus...
Let's burn brighter!
no attacks. I think we're still in a good position to protect first Chandra. Like, what I guess I'm hoping to do here is... like, I've had the means to protect Chandra. If I just keep making them spew resources to try and kill Chandra, and then I just, like, get them with the second one, I feel like I'll be in good shape. That might be a little too ambitious, but, like, I don't feel like attacking with the Drakes puts me in a better position. Like, their Brawler's just, like, way too good. Okay, so they're kind of doing that. Spending all their turn playing another Smuggler and killing the Chandra. And then I can... I mean, I guess all I can do is just, like... why does it want that? Now I'm just gonna kill the Smuggler again, because the Smuggler is the real problem.
Be afraid, wizard! I sounded tough. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try something new.
And I guess I attack... I think I attack there. The only, like, haste things I can think of, I'm not a good blocker against anyway. Trample is a problem. So I can double block and Chandra still takes 3. Yeah, unfortunate.
Yikes! I'm out of here!
So what's my game plan now? Well... I've drawn too many lands, per usual. I think I just, like, attack with Cloudkin Seer. And maybe make it look like I'm hoping to just... I don't know, block and not understand how protection works, even though I'm pretty sure I've already demonstrated that I know how protection works. Or how the interaction between protection and trample works. But if they put the saddle on the right thing, it's pretty bad for me. There's a way out of this. Might not. This game looks really close, and I think it is close. But I don't think it's as close as it looks. Please attack with everything. Or at least that one. Yeah, I'm going to take some damage from whatever other things they attack with, but I'm going to make their thing that gives everything trample 0 power, and then, like, multi-block. Yep. 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 Oh, they don't have any cards in hand, so I think I just do this now. Okay. And then once I get the trample off the board, oh my god, please stop. I don't know why, like, it didn't used to be an issue, but now, like, when I click stuff to, like, specifically for blocking, when I click stuff, like, half the times it, like, acknowledges that I clicked and then just, like, doesn't do anything, and I'm like, why be like that? So, I mean, at this rate, I think I am winning. So I can hit him for 4 and, like, stop a ton of damage because they don't have trample. I'm gonna play these out. I obviously don't want to attack with them this turn since I'm playing in post-combat. But it, like, might dissuade them from attacking in some fashion. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't expect the opponent to play around Befuddle, necessarily. It's not a great card. It's better in the kind of deck I'm playing, I think, than a lot of things. Ooh, another Lavakin Brawler is definitely a small amount annoying. Ooh, that's a good draw. I think I just, like, play out my hand and continue to attack with the flyers for the moment. The flyers that don't have protection from red, that they're not demonstrating an answer to. And then I play another flyer, which doesn't speed up the clock at all. But, like, I have some things. I have a couple of things in play. Is it a reach creature? I hope not. Oh, did it! Guys, we did it! Oh, really needed that. It's been a difficult week. Got a pack. Got a Ashiok for some reason. Oh, and now Ashiok's gonna talk to me. Can you imagine if, like, your conscience spoke with that voice? Like, that alleged little voice inside your head just sounded like Ashiok? Maybe that's why it's called Nightmare Weaver, because, like, no thanks, please, and no thank you. I'm glad that my chat also hates Ashiok. Thank you, Demolition, for gifting a sub to Jimmy Colorado. Nice. Is that why you hate the voice so much, Demolition? Is because that's actually what your inner voice sounds like? Also, we got an Ironroot Warlord cosmetic. Why did that happen? Whatever. We got some gems. Well, I made a promise to chat, but first we gotta open some packs. Let's get something cool. Oh, look, it's a Risen Reef. And that mask that did some really good work for us. Boop. And Temple of Epiphany. That's a fun throw. Oh, that's... I didn't realize they did new art for these. Look at that sweet lightning bolt staircase art. That's rad. I want to go to there. I mean, I probably don't want to walk on that, but, like, sneakers are insulated, right? Got a Scampering Scorcher. Got maybe another Scampering Scorcher. My Graph Digger's cage got reprinted. Yeah, no thanks. And a third pack. Hey, it's Chandra. All our favorites. After one draft, I have 3 Chandras. Cool. Hey, it's Glinthorn Buccaneer. I have like 3 copies of this IRL, and I've not opened very many M20 packs. It's a pretty cool guy, though. It's a 3-mana 2/4 haste. Whenever you discard a card, you deal 1 damage to each of your opponents. And while he's attacking, you can pay 1 and a red to discard a card and draw a card. So you could basically, like, spend a bunch of mana while he's attacking to deal extra damage to them, and also just, like, look for the best card off the top few cards of your deck. So that's cool, but I think the real prize is the cat ships that we made along the way. Let's go ahead and... Look, we're about to... So, I've seen this happen before. When you buy the Mastery Pass and you have levels stored up, you get a bunch of stuff all at once. So, like, get ready, you're probably gonna find this funny. Yup.
Ever see a volcano erupt in person? You're about
I got a cat, I got some coins, I got some gems, I got some sleeves. More. I got 4 random packs. I got this. I got a Sorin, a Mu Yanling, Chance for Glory? Mnemonic Betrayal? Some card styles for M20 cards. 4 Mastery Orbs. And most importantly, the cat. Does the cat just turn on automatically? Pet select. I have a pet select button now. Display cat. Yes. Alright, now we have packs. Now I have to open packs again. Alright. Oldest to newest? What can I possibly get from Guild? Like a Shockland? Nah. It's Experimental Frenzy. Like a Shockland? I feel like there's actually a couple cards from Allegiance that I could still use. Technically, that is in the Niv pile and I didn't have one, so it spares me crafting that wild card if I want to do that. It's not bad. We got a Arlen and a Liliana's Triumph and Time Wipe. Time Wipe's not terrible. That's an okay one. And then, like, what do I actually want from M20? Like the Mythic Chandra, I guess? Masterful Replication? 6 mana instant. Choose 1. Create 2 3/3 colorless golem artifact creature tokens. Choose target artifact you control. Each other artifact you control becomes a... Wait, really? Wait, that's real? They made a 6 mana artifact Mirror Weave? That seems like a lot more broken than regular Mirror Weave. I mean, it's more expensive. and like kind of wonky. Huh. That's good to know. Okay, well, that wraps up this draft for the purposes of this being a self-contained video that, I don't know, maybe I'll try and rush to put this on YouTube. I'm so bad about this. I kind of feel like I should just download like Sony Vegas or something and just do this myself, because the big barrier is like storage. I don't want to keep hassling Cotillion to do that. It's a lot of trouble. But anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed this draft. It was pretty cool. I thought that was fun. And also our deck was very good, which helped, I'm sure. But for more of his content, check out www.twitch.tv/VascoDaGamer. That's me. And I stream Magic on Wednesdays and Fridays at 5:30 and 6 p.m. Pacific, respectively. And also on Saturdays, I play some other game, which is currently Phoenix Wright, which is pretty cool, at 6 p.m. Pacific. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the draft. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. And I hope to see you again soon. Signing off for this draft, YouTube. I'll catch you later.